So let's talk. The immersion level, the beautiful graphics, the excellent sound engineering. If it weren't for the fact I was comfortable in an office chair and getting a bit of a hand cramp, I would honestly believe that this is real life. It's beautiful. And now we're about to gaze upon a majestic beast in the wilderness, and there's a flashing green E. First, let me bring out my cell phone. I want to make sure the button works. Turn my cell phone off, because you shouldn't have it on if you're out here. Just saying. No E. So now, without the E ruining my immersion, let's get that heart. Alrighty, hello and welcome to the channel, and for today's video, I actually have something very special to show you. This is an amazing thing, what I have found. And it has actually existed for quite some time. It originated, I think, back in 2017. It actually originated with other games, and in 2017, it was integrated in a way that could be used for this game. And what it is a mod. Specifically, it is a shader mod. And for those who don't know what that is, your game, what you see is comprised of shader layers to make the actual image you see. Anyways, point being, this is something that is so amazing because it introduces a level of realism to the game that you cannot get otherwise. And I honestly, wholeheartedly believe that Expansive Worlds should jump on this and make it an official part of the game. Mainly because I think that would give them the opportunity to fix a few bugs that occur, but to really understand how amazing this is, if you're a person who enjoys playing the game like I do with all the visual aids turned off, well, let's just go find a herd of animals, and you'll see. And feel free to stay towards the end of the video, and I will show you where to find it and how to install it. I just want to point out, I already tested this, and animals were literally walking up to me, making it very easy. Now that I want to make a video of it, where are all the animals? Wait, is that a tree? That's a tree. I don't know why I thought that was a deer. So we just got a moose call over here. Old moose, I can see him in the trees there. So let's talk. The immersion level, the beautiful graphics, the excellent sound engineering. If it weren't for the fact I was comfortable in an office chair and getting a bit of a hand cramp, I would honestly believe that this is real life. It's beautiful. And now we're about to gaze upon a majestic beast in the wilderness, and there's a flashing green E. Well, for me it says mouse 5. For most people it's an E in the middle of my frickin' screen. Well, there goes the immersion. Okay. But what if I were to push the magic button tied to the shader mod? First, let's reposition, because that's actually, I called him a majestic beast. He's a tiny little thing, isn't he? Let's move a little bit. I could just call him out, but I want a minute to actually deal with this. Okay, there we go. So, there he is. The green button comes blinking on the screen. I hit the button. Drink zone, that flashes. Ooh, he's a 4 easy 1366. Okay, he's actually not that small. But I only know that because that stuff popped up. Now I'm going to hit the magic button. First, let me bring out my cell phone. I want to make sure the button works. Turn my cell phone off, because you shouldn't have it on if you're out here. Just saying. No E. It's there. I can hit the button, and you can see a little moose icon pop up in the top right. But everything else is gone. So now, without the E ruining my immersion, let's get that heart. I don't think I got that heart. Son of a biscuit. I may have been too low and to the left. Oh boy. He's just a 4 easy, but he is a 1366. Now we can bring our phone out, make sure. Yep. Well, let me bring up the map. Oh. What? I can't just bring up a three-dimensional map that shows automatically where the animal was and the hunting pressure? Oh, okay. Well then, how do you know? I guess we have to just go over there and figure it out. He was there. Now, granted, I guess in real life you could use like your cell phone, maybe drop a pin, because GPS still works even if you don't have cell service. And you may have also noticed one of the first bugs. There's no rangefinder in this rangefinder. But you play the game long enough, you really don't need it. So while we head over, what is this? So it's a shader mod, right? Basically, it gives you the option to, there's actually several options, but to, on the fly, enable or disable certain shaders in the game that composite your user interface. So in this case, the only one I'm using is the main HUD one. which turns off a majority of the HUD elements. Matter of fact, if there were a track on the ground, so let's hit, we'll hit C, turn our phone back on. Apparently everything's tied to a frickin' phone. Actually, we can go one step further. Let me, nope. Turn on track effects. Are there any tracks near me? Probably not. Wow. Literally, I've run all the way over here to where the moose was shot. There was no track. So, here we go. Realism. Yes, because animal tracks glow. I guess if they're by Chernobyl, maybe. But this is easy to fix, right? You just go to your options, you go to game, you take your track effects, turn them off. Great. Okay, now I have to use my eyeballs and go, what does that look like? That kind of looks like a moose. All right. Put that. The E, or in my case, mouse 5, on the screen. So here I am looking over there. I want to spot an animal. They actually had to release an update to where spotting would take priority over examining a track, because it used to be that if you were standing on a track, you could not spot an animal. And it's absolutely infuriating, because what happens if I'm sitting here and a big old whitetail walks out the brush right there, and oh man, I want a good look, and it's on the screen. It's absolutely infuriating. So let's take out our cell phone, turn it off, no more E. Now if I hit the button, actually I don't think anything happens. Yeah, not here. If it's a track that reveals the animal icon, so like when we spotted the little moose head came up, the animal icon, the special, your specialty icon in the bottom right corner, wind direction, those are layered differently, so they will still show up. However, if you disable HUD in your menu, oops, right, turn it off so I can get in my menu. Game. So if you're here, hide hunting HUD, if that's on, then the stuff that your wind direction and things won't show up in the corner. So now I have this track here, so without the HUD on, I need to find this guy. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Oh, there's blood. I don't think I can hit the button to get anything. There's some disturbed vegetation. Just, have you ever seen it without the E blinking on your screen? It's wonderful. Now I could see the grass flattening this way, and I can still see the prints in the middle there, so I know he came this way. There's some blood. There's some more disturbed vegetation. What luck it was a moose. Because, I mean, when I was testing this, it was a moose. Alright, I'm sort of thinking he turned. Unless, what's this? Flowers. Oh yeah, here's a challenge. So, kind of like in realism mode, especially when I first started playing in, you know, turning everything off, you were punished for not taking a proper shot, because you had to track the animal. And without the tracks glowing, you had to do it visually. But you could still get clues and signs, like the directionality of where they went, because even if the tracks aren't glowing, when you collect them, your phone would show you whether or not he's down. That's in the map. Hunting pressure tells you if it's down. There were still clues to make it easy. This, well, this is more like real life. I'm looking at that first hit, that first blood splatter, and it says I did not make a good hit. I'm looking at the blood spatters following, and it just doesn't look promising. Now I got the problem of I'm trying to find him, and I gotta base my directionality off what I see. Now over here, when was the last time I actually had a track? There's a disturbed vegetation doesn't show a direction, but he was kind of going this way. Anyways, I'm gonna go try and, oh yeah, there we go. There's more vegetation, more footprints. Are they still moose? Yep, they're moose and they're going that way. Oh, and there's blood, so this is him. I guess if there were more than one moose, you wouldn't be able to tell, and I think that's, you know, more reminiscent of what you would occur in real life. You know, you're not necessarily going to be able to tell if you stumble across, you know, 3 sets of tracks for moose, which moose is your moose. I mean, the one bleeding is a pretty good sign, but could be wrong. I really wish I had hit a heart shot or a lung. This guy could run forever. And here's the thing, the other thing. So here's a blood track. I could pick it up, and with my skill set, I could sit there and say, oh, he's, you know, 0.25, 25.50. You kind of have an idea about how soon he's going to drop. I have no idea. At this point in time, this bugger could be alive still, and I really shouldn't be walking like this because I could spook him further. It's so wonderful not having the stupid E show up on the screen every time. Right? There we go. Still moose. Oh, jeez. Found him. There he is. Now for the next best part. Confirm trophy. I already knew to do that. I didn't need you telling me. So now I can hit H, which is in-game already, and the possibilities are endless. Well, not endless. I mean, it's still not quite the spectator cam or the cinematic tools that used to work, but it's an improvement. But now if I'm standing near the body and something walks out of the brush, I don't have to worry about the confirmed trophy blinking on the screen. It also means, matter of fact, which video was it? It's one of the Savannah videos I just did. I lost a wildebeest, took a poor shot on a wildebeest, lost him in the tall grass, and I actually found him by when the, here, let me turn it back on. When the confirmed trophy came on, I basically sat there and went, oh, okay, it's this way. Oh, it's this way. Oh, it's this way. And I basically had to zero in on where he was in the tall grass like that. And if I didn't have this, I may not have actually ever found him. So being able, and to be able to just like turn it on and off, like that's me doing that. I just on and off. Default for keyboard is C. It's absolutely, my God. Now, and I think my rangefinder comes back. Yeah. So you can't disable the range. Uh-oh. Yeah. So you can't disable or enable while you're in bino view. I'm guessing because the same, I don't know how they do it. It probably has something to do with the way that your point of view is being modified. Because you're not actually, you know, it's not like it's producing a zoomed in image. I mean, like if you take a rifle out, if you've ever watched the edges of the screen when you scope in, the entire game is zooming in. It's basically just narrowing your point of view. But anyways, let's see what we got here. Right, I don't have the E. I was sitting there walking around for the E. Okay. Ah, yes. Bug number 2. There's no stuff. So we hit C and our stuff comes back. Wow. He was at 218, small gold. I did nick a lung, and I was good for the heart. How far was I? I was 112 yards, and the 7mm didn't tag the heart. I am actually a little surprised by that. I was pretty confident I can make that shot. Still, $970, and I'm gonna keep him because he's the first one I got in full realistic mode. Well, technically not. Technically he's the second. But the first decent one. The first one wasn't anything to look at. Alright, let's show you where to get this. Alright, let's try this again. I actually already recorded this part once and realized I forgot to hit record. Yeah, professional. Oh, look at all the ads. What is that? Why an armadillo? Do I not I don't understand. Anyways, point is, I will leave a link to this in the description down below, but here it is. So you go to Nexus Mods, and it is the HUD Switch Call of the Wild, or COTW. You do have to have a free account to download it, but it's capable of many other things than just what I've shown you. So you go through what you gotta do to get to the download, basically signing up for a free account. Personally, I have what I call my junk email. It is an email address I always use in situations like this where you have to have an email, you have to have an account, but you don't necessarily know the site. It's an account that is used with absolutely nothing important other than this kind of junk. So if they manage to hack it, no big deal. So then there's your download. All right, once you download, you just end up with a .rar file. You need a piece of software like 7-zip or WinRAR. Me personally, I just went to the Microsoft Store and downloaded the first free one that could do the extraction, and you end up with this file here. Now, once you've done that, the next thing you have to do is you have to get into your game files. If you do not know where to find that, there's one easy way to do it, and that's to just go to your Steam library. If you're using Steam, Call of the Wild is running. Hey, would you look at that? I'm running Call of the Wild. Let's turn that off. Okay, so you go to Call of the Wild, Properties, Local Files, Browse Local Files, it brings it up. It's that easy. Now, as with any mod, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you take everything here. Matter of fact, I stepped up and just grabbed this entire folder, 55.8 gigs, and back it up. If you're not familiar with the mod, you don't trust it, or you're new to modding, you can break stuff, because usually these are replacing files. This is not the case. It's not replacing the file. I think it's adding functionality to the shader files, so it's not that big of a deal. Theoretically, you should be able to just go through and remove it as long as you can match all the files that you put in, and everything will be good. But you back it up. Then you go over here, and the way this is structured, because keep in mind, if I've mentioned this already, it does more. There's also a shader pack he does that you can get for it, so you can see that it does adjustments to the imagery, which it makes it more lifelike by excluding some coloring, it looks like. Basically, it's more like how a camera would see it, or your eye when you adjust the bright areas. Dark areas are going to be darker. Cameras, they almost always lose dark areas completely unless you adjust the f-stop. I think it's called the f-stop. Might be the exposure. I think it's exposure. I think I don't know about cameras, so I'm just really, don't listen to me. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. So to do this, instead of like a normal mod of this type, when the mod is either capable of one thing and one thing only, or you have to follow instructions to replace lines of code and adjust options in order to get it to do what you want. This is fantastic. It's been packaged up in all the different options, and you just follow the file hierarchy to end up with the package that's already set to your thing. So right here, first one, options. Include downed animal glow toggle. No downed animal glow toggle. If you have downed animal highlight turned on in the menu, and you want to be able to turn it on and off with a hotkey while you're playing, click include. If you're like me and you leave it off from the get-go and you don't need the hotkey, click no. That easy, okay? I don't need it. Tracking on and off by default. So tracking can be enabled or disabled as well. It doesn't work on the particle effects. It only works on the glow and the tracks themselves. And basically you can have it switch between on and off. Me personally, I don't run with any of the track effects on, and I don't need to turn on and off any other aspect of that, so I leave them on by default. Now for the final decision, do we just want the HUD switch? Do we want the reshade tool? The reshade tool does get a little complicated, but I'm guessing, I didn't play with it, I'm just looking at his instructions because he has instructions on that page. Anyways, so HUD switch or reshade, HUD switch only or reshade only. Personally, I just wanted the HUD switch, so I'm gonna click that. And per the instructions, this final bit, all of it gets copied into the game folder. All right, now for the complicated task of actually initiating it, right? You've added all these files that are gonna give you all this functionality. Now you gotta enable it. The game's gotta understand it. You gotta get the code working. Mods are always stupid complicated. Now let's just launch the game, and that's it. You're done. So like for instance, all this crap popping up on the screen, go away. Done. No more hunter. It still beeps. Are you kidding me? That's annoying. Go to the menu and get rid of it. But there it is. That's realism mode. Now I don't have to worry about if I stand on a track, it's gonna glow E. I don't have to worry about, trying to look at a beautiful herd of animals and just constantly reminding you, spot the animal, spot the animal, spot the animal. I get it. I see it. But it also adds a great level of difficulty like we saw with the moose. You screw your shot up, it's gonna be a lot harder to find the bugger. On top of that, you're not looking at an animal and going, oh, it's a 5 medium. You don't know. It could be a 5. It could be a 4. It could be a massive 4. It could be a tiny 5. You don't know. You have to use your eyeballs and your experience and your knowledge to look at an animal and identify what it is. And to me, that's gonna add so much more to this, because it's no longer I'm looking around the entire map and I don't see any good ones, and my judgment of a good one being based off the little box popping up and saying, hey, it's a good one. But I can go out and say, hey, you know what? That looks like a good one. I'm gonna take it. And then it's a surprise, you know? It's like a loot crate with animal carcasses. That's a thing now, isn't it? I'm not noticing any performance differences. I'm not noticing any weird impacts just doing the setup that I used, other than the fact that, certain things don't work. Okay, the map tried to turn on there, but in the end, Call of the Wild or Expansive Worlds, they need to include this. There needs to be an option. Maybe not for all the other stuff, but at the bare minimum, just that C button to be able to turn off the interact icon, the spot icon, the examine track icon, the boxes in the top right corner. There needs to be a button, maybe not even a button. I would take just an option in the menu, like with hiding the HUD and all that stuff. There needs to be that extra step. You have a game that already has options to take its difficulty in so many varying levels, from arcadey to semi-realism. You need to add that last option to make this a proper hunting simulator. Now, of course, I know there's a game out there called Hunting Simulator, and yeah, I'll be the first to tell you, not even close. But God, this game is beautiful. And not to mention the other thing this gets rid of. I think a few videos back I had it happen, but I have it happen all the time. Look right there. I almost didn't see that guy. The only reason, and if I had, like, if I turn this on, okay, right? So let's say I was doing the same scan, right? Oh wait, what flashed? Oh, there he is. That's oh wait, look, there's another one there. Nope. Can't see that animal. That animal isn't there. I got the little icon. Oh my god. Did I break it? Whoops. Yeah. So there's a moose. Let's go get that moose. Let's do one more moose. Yeah. This video might end up being a little long. I don't care. I'm enjoying this. What's the range? I have no... I lost him. There he is. I have no idea what the range is. Was he over here? I lost him again. He's over here. Wasn't he right here? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Now here's the best part. I don't know if I hit the button when I was looking at him and I actually spotted him or not. I wasn't paying attention. So, what do we think? To me, he looks like he's gonna be a 3, and I'm gonna say he's of the 1201 class or down. As far as his actual score goes, I'm gonna say he's gonna be a big silver, maybe a small gold. As far as the actual number, I don't know because I'm not that familiar. I've lost him again. This is insane. There he is. And I love it. Look, there's no E on the screen. There's no E. I could have walked over a track right now. Like, consider that. How many times have you sat there walking, you're sneaking up, and then the E pops up and you're like, oh, I walked over a track. No. I have to actually look. Like, if you want to find a track, you have to look for the tracks. You don't just get a nice little blinky thing in the middle of your screen saying, hey, here's a track. I've lost him again. It's over there, right? No, it was over here. He was next to these trees. No. These trees. Son of a biscuit. I can't... I think he's under the hill. That's why I can't see him. I seem really excited about this. I am. The problem with hunting games is... And I really like this hunting game. Is that it gets old after a while. It's kind of routine. And things like this really liven it up. The first time I sat there and went to realism mode brought back a new level of interest in the game. Was that him or a flower? Flower. And now this is going to bring another level. Because now I have... this is going to be the hardest hunting experience possible in this game. Oh my god. Where did he go? Was he over there? No, he was over here, wasn't he? Oh, there he is. So now here's the other thing. What's he thinking? You spot an animal and you get, you know, nervous, attentive, alert. People use that to try and figure things out. You kind of have to read here. I'm going to take a whack that he's eating, I think... Now here's the cool thing about the game. Their animations are tied in. So looking here, I'm not going to say he's nervous because I think there's a kind of a looking side-to-side animation they'll do in between their niblets if they're actually nervous. Look at this. I can just stare at him nice and close. I have nothing in the screen. You can actually watch the animation of him chewing when he picks his head up. You know, nom, 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 nom. It's wonderful. And then when I feel good and ready, I'm going to call that 130 yards. We're going to do it again. We're going to get a heart shot. I want a heart shot. Nope. Didn't get it. I still see him. So, normally in Call of the Wild... Oh, wait, was that him? I just saw something run through the trees over here. So normally in the Call of the Wild, you hit the map button. See, map button doesn't do anything. It has a really weird depth of field effect. I just noticed that. Like, the base of the scope here is clear as day, but then... Oh, and it's still there. Because you can hear... That's kind of funny. One thing I will say about the modifier, something I noticed, is that I record without the option to capture third-party overlays, because normally I leave a frame counter up from Steam's overlay, and it started showing up in my recording with this setup. That's so far as recording goes, that's been the only effect. Now you're probably wondering why I'm still sitting here. Normally in Call of the Wild, you shoot an animal, you watch, hunting pressure, you go after it, right? I have no idea. I don't want to push him back in the woods anymore. If he's still alive and he hasn't gone down, we have problems. I don't see him. But if I sit out here for a little bit, maybe he'll work his way back down if he's still alive. So I'm just going to sit for a minute. You know, I think in real life, you'd give it like 15, 30 minutes maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's hunter's preference there. Here, I'm just going to give it just a minute longer. All right. It's been a minute and I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any movement. Can I not get across here? Oh my god, do I really have to go all the way back over here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get over to where the shot landed. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep scoping the place out to see if I can't figure out where he is. That's got me a little worried. This guy may have ran as well. It may have been a single lung. I guess I always thought the 7mm can make the shot. Oh, he was down here. I may not be able to find blood. There's some disturbed vegetation. There's my track. So now here is where you would have the option to enable track toggle. And then I could, you know, just hit a button to go looking for him. But I'm dumb and I want the challenge. I'm pretty sure I saw him run back this way. Oh, there's a track. I can't really make out what it is. Oh, wait, no, there. It's Moose. It is Moose. It's probably him. The Downs, is that him? No, that can't be him. Did he go this way? Did I miss? Oh no, there's blood. This is the first time I've seen blood. He ran around like a madman back here. Logger Moose. Log. Ah, my lord, he just kept running. There we go. Gotta be around here. Oh, there he is. You have no idea how long that took. Just throwing this out. I don't even think I'm that far away. No, the shot was down there. But apparently there was a second moose, and the second moose went the other way up over the hill. And once I'd gone a ways and hadn't seen any blood, I kind of figured I was following the wrong moose. Turns out I was. What a death. God, no E. Ah, it's beautiful. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, wait, I got to turn the... There we go. And again, touch the lung, not quite enough to get the heart. I really thought the 7mm could do that. I mean, look, with moose, I've had to deal with moose so long that I've gotten good at their heart shots, but I just gotta start bringing that 300 with me. So there it is. It's beeping, but you can't see it. This is how I'm gonna play the game. This is how I'm gonna play the game. Now, granted, I imagine it's probably gonna screw up things like missions and stuff, so you're not gonna be able to use it with missions. So whenever the new map comes out, you're not gonna be able to have everything then. But other than that, just a whole new level, not having buttons and things appear on the screen all the time. And not to mention the fact that if I want to look for animals by track, I have to look for the track. This is going to be great. So anyways, make sure you hit the bell icon so you can find out when the next video comes up when I do an actual full hunt using this mod. Probably not here, probably back in Yukon, because that'll be fun. And other than that, there are buttons if you liked it, buttons if you didn't. And as always, buttons to push. Until next time.